Hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drunk Panthers podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the art that we love. Also, we do it drunk.
Mostly.
I'm joined, as always, by my co-host and brother Bill. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are y'all doing out there in the world? Let us know in the chat. Thank you for joining us live. If you're here, I can't see because I have this mask on. So if you are commenting, I appreciate you.
Yeah, this is one of the first times we usually ask you guys how you're doing, and you can't tell us, but now we're live. So you guys can put it in the live comments. Let us know how you're doing, how you enjoyed these episodes we're talking about today.
Yep, that's right. We do go live now every Monday.
Every Monday. We're being consistent now. We're being responsible.
Yeah.
As we get drunk.
It's like we had a YouTube baby, and now we got to watch it all the
time. And today we are joined by two incredible guests from the Nine Nerd Yards channel. Let's introduce Senor Jefe first. What's up, Jefe, or Jeff in English?
I'm doing well. Hello or hola in Spanish. Excited to talk about these two shows.
So cultural.
Yeah, we're being multilingual up in this bitch. Yeah.
Fancy.
And introducing, last but not least, the creator of the Nine Nerd Yards channel, Nine. What is going on? Welcome to the show.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. I wish I would have had my costume ready, but I don't even have a costume yet. So it's coming down to the wire. I wasn't going to be in Miles, but I guess we can all be Miles, and it would make sense.
Not all of us.
Not all of us. You might want to switch it up.
I might go Peter for some reason.
Yeah, Peter might be a smart choice.
I mean, somewhere out there in the multiverse, there's a white Miles Morales.
And
he's actually like Cuban, or no, he's Colombian. You know, he's very light skinned.
Yeah. So you're saying eyes. Blake Morales?
Blake
Morales.
Blake Morales does make sense. Yeah.
Woo, boy, let me tell you something. That fucking thing is hot, dog.
It's a lot. Yeah. How do the superheroes do it? I tell you, baby powder. But you guys
powder does not keep you cold.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I guess you need to like put some, like maybe chew on some ice packs. Chew on ice packs. Who does that? That's a way you die.
Chew on ice. I think is what you meant to say.
Superheroes. That's who. If you're a real hero. We got a very exciting show for you guys tonight. We're going to be talking Gen V. We're going to be talking Loki, and as always, we're going to be talking shit. But let's go ahead and get things started with Gen V episode 5. Welcome to the Monster Club. This show has been ridiculous, just as exciting and unpredictable as The Boys, in my opinion. With just like a little bit of a tweeny flair, you know, it's like if Riverside decided to get real.
Oh yeah.
But before we, you know, us boring, you guys hear what we talk about. You guys hear our opinions all the time. We got guests on. Jeff, what did you think of this new episode of Gen V? How you liking the show so far? Because we didn't have you on last week to talk about.
No. I jumped on a little late. I watched all 5 episodes today. Which took some time, but I'm liking it. I'm liking the show in general, and I liked this episode a lot. I agree with you. It's interesting because it's clearly The Boys, except they try toning it back just a little bit, like little things, like just like, hey, we've only seen one dick in this show. 5 episodes into The Boys, it's like, you got a good baker's dozen going. And like they do capture what I think it's like to just be in college in general. Like all the kids are just fucking each other.
That's what I loved about it.
Yeah. Right? It does feel like college with superheroes, you know, and it's just like, all right, good. And I'll say like I'm glad I like this because same thing with The Boys. I hate The Boys comic. I have tried reading it a few times. It is the most misogynistic and fucked up comic, man. Like I haven't gotten past issue 3. It's just so fucked up. And so, like the boys show, I'm glad that this show is still entertaining without being, just disgusting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, before I go on, 9, what do you think about the series so far? So hold on, man.
The series so far, I absolutely loved it. Actually, I would say that it doesn't have like all of the intensity of the boys, but it doesn't really need to. It's got that exactly what Jeff said. It's got that like flair. It's got all of the perfect allegories for like college drama. And it does it so much better than like let's say like the Gossip Girl reboot or something. Like all of these things that corny teen shows that try to portray like teenage drama and college drama. It actually does it a lot better with their themes, and I really do like it.
Hells yeah.
Yeah, it's even though like we've mentioned this last week, but as much as it feels like a show that's in the boys universe, it definitely focuses more on that young adult lifestyle, like where you're making really bad decisions and you're having sex with anybody just because it's like, well, they're attractive, I'm attractive, we're gonna fuck, right? That's what we do. Like they're like pandas in a zoo, like we're just gonna mate because we're here.
Well, maybe if the pandas would, they wouldn't be endangered.
It's more like dolphins. Dolphins are like the only other animal that fucks for fun on the planet other than us. So it's more dolphins. Don't be disrespectful.
What 2 animals having sex together would you compare this show to? Guys, leave it in the comments. I'm thinking. But and just speaking on this episode, Bill, how did you feel about episode 5? Like, this is the aftermath of everybody getting their mind wiped, and it's kind of just plays off as like, oh, just like a crazy night. Oh man, I drank too much, but it gets a little bit more insidious as it moves along. How'd you feel about that?
Well, it felt like it was slow as fuck at the beginning. The first 3 episodes were paced really, really good. This is the 4th one, right?
5th.
Fifth one.
Well, the first 4 episodes were paced really well. This one, to me, the beginning started out too slow. Like if we're gonna get to where we ended up, we needed to pick that up. We could have just picked that up a little quicker because it wasn't like some big reveal. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like y'all saw the reveal coming, right?
Yeah.
I felt once they talked to old dude and he was like very shocked as what the fuck was going on. I was like, oh, is the only other memory person in the goddamn show? It must be her.
Right. Yeah. I just thought it was her. But I actually did like the beginning. And to your point, like about the first 4 being paced really well. I feel like it's, we're supposed to get that little bit of a little bit of downtime. With these characters, because of how much stuff that they packed into their first 4 episodes, they just kind of needed to chill out, maybe save a little bit on the budget by bringing in those puppets, you know what I mean?
That was probably my favorite part of this episode.
And just like landing that aesthetic of like the college party, Alex, what you're talking about, with them just all like waking up, like, look at this place, and they're all kind of like all fucked up the day after in their own special ways. And I just loved how we get what's her name again? I'm not actually Emma.
Yeah, but what's her hero name?
Cricket. Right. Yeah, so Cricket, when she became Giant Girl.
Not easy if you're a fan of Always Sunny though, huh? It's a very different Cricket in that show.
Oh, right.
Oh, you know what? If this Cricket was living life like this, he'd be the best Cricket ever.
Oh yeah.
But
I also agree with you about the slower start. I also think part of the slower start to the episode is like I mean, it's a bunch of kids who
this whole fucking morning is
basically were mind wiped. So like going through what their day is a slower start as well. You know,
fucking Saturday.
Yeah, it definitely felt like a Sunday afternoon hangover.
Yeah.
Day, which I think they conveyed that style. I mean that tone accurately, but I can see how like it could be very slow pacing wise. The whole time I was just thinking like, wait, why is she acting so weird? Y'all have already had sex before. This isn't the this isn't the time that y'all Marie and Jordan.
Like, you know they had it.
No, they hadn't had. They only kissed. They only made out.
Oh, okay. I thought they had sex.
Emma interrupted them before they could have sex.
There's
a lot fucking going on here.
Alex,
but also they don't even remember that because that also.
Well, so Alex, what confused me was they didn't know Sam at all. Like, because remember at the end of the last episode, they just like all pass out. In this episode, they wake up from the pass out, but they retroactively have lost time too.
Right. That was the part. Yeah. Actually, speaking to that was the part that I was like, oh, they don't know Sam. Then something really bawdy is happening.
Yeah.
Well,
I was just gonna play like this TikTok. All of them partying.
This was a good way of showing still.
Actually, we'll probably get
also fuck that
with that music.
Yeah, with that music.
TikTok actually comes after us for that one.
You're saving my ears, sir, and I appreciate you because I didn't want to hear that shit.
Just imagine a bunch of kids having a good time. Oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
it's nice royalty free
ass grabbing.
Old girl does have a big booty. She was over there grabbing on a big old booty.
How great is that? Her drinking out of the keg like it's a can.
I
thought that was a good time.
I really loved that. I was like, okay, yeah, let's see these superheroes like party as college kids.
I do agree, Jeff, that this was a good way to do this. It was a way to do some exposition, sexposition without sex positions and exposition.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
Show's pretty cool.
Yes, they deserve to die. They burn in hell.
God damn.
We could just say movie quotes to get through the rest of this entire podcast, and it'll still make sense somehow. I promise you.
Jeff, you were about to say something?
I don't know. No, I was gonna say I think the show, both the boys and this one in general, they're really good at getting a point across without doing it in just the tropey way, you know, like oh man, what happened, and then like showing one of them like look off to the side and squint and like little bits of memory flashing through. That would be like the typical way of doing it, whereas it's modern days, they're in college, someone caught it on Insta or on TikTok or something, you know,
right? And then the fact that they all just like blacked out and they kind of like you know, it's almost like The Hangover movie,
right?
And you're just they're just trying to piece things together. It could have been definitely like a little bit more well executed, with their like coming to realization of what happened, but I still thought it was like really fun and just again leaning into that trope of like just college kids. All right, you know, I could see all of the character works, like she has to purge, or like she's, you know, bulimic or whatever, and then she cuts herself.
I don't know if you can actually call her bulimic or the other one a cutter.
Yeah, and that's the
no.
Thing
That's
about
the reason.
Sorry,
but that's like that. It's an allegory.
100%.
It's the allegory, right?
100%. Yeah.
Again, like the the other chick, Jordan is trans. It's like a trans allegory or whatever. Right.
But this is a way to do all of that without pushing it on people or making it like fucking placaty and fucking weird. This is how you do it. You just
painting it with the boys brush.
Yeah.
Right. And actually, I disagree with the boys brush here. This is a completely different show to me. I think it's a different show because The Boys is a show based on how adult superheroes are dickheads and how reckless they are with their powers and how they really don't give a fuck about nobody or nothing else except themselves. These guys, these kids, they got hope. They want to be heroes. They actually want to save people. And in this show so far, it's about like them trying to help someone. We never see that in The Boys from the superheroes. And we never see it from The Boys. They're just trying to murder all the superheroes that they come into contact with. So I think it's a very different show in that way. And but you know, we get the gross stuff, the violence, and I guess that's what you're probably referring to when you say The Boys. But speaking of gross stuff,
universe brush.
Okay, yeah. But speaking of gross stuff, we just gonna go on, blow on past the splooge scene. We're just not gonna talk about that. We're just not gonna talk about
the blowhole scene.
The blowhole, yeah. What is she, whale girl?
I guess.
Yeah,
that's a fucked up power.
Well. Look who it is.
Producer T,
the clone himself.
Hey, careful!
Welcome, sir.
Talking in the Boys universe, he might actually be a clone.
What's up, man? I feel like it's been forever. How you doing?
You're doing muty.
He's muty. Here's a nice blowhole for you guys to look at.
Welcome to the show, Producer T.
Played much of that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, I mean, that
Terry,
guy,
you're still muted, brother.
Power, he can make that thing wiggle.
Yeah.
You know,
wiggle.
Well, the fact that. Oh, let's see here.
By the way, his hand wiggling and all that. Tell you what, makes the what's that Tim Allen superhero movie Zoom? Gives that one a whole new background, huh?
Wow, that might be the first time anyone's talked about that movie since it came out.
This was like so interesting. I was like, "Oh, what is this right here?
What is that?"
Yeah, exactly.
Where were they?
It was just like dripping on them, and that's her.
Oh no! First thing me and Alex said is that's semen. And before they even showed the
right, yeah,
before they showed the ceiling, we said,
but it's not semen.
Which we were wrong.
Yuck. Just a big old yuck.
Absolutely. It's disgusting. But it was hilarious and a great way to open up this scene. I mean, open up this episode. But
Terry, are you vocal yet? Nope.
Nope.
The answer is no. Yeah, that's a weird superpower you got there, Terry.
So yeah, but let's just blow on past. Get it? Blow on past. Let's go ahead and blow on. Excuse me. Blow on past the weird, gross, and college dorm scene.
Okay.
We do
it was
get
a party house.
What's his name? Is Roy? Was it Roy?
Rufus.
Yes. Rufus the doofus. See, I knew it wasn't. they think it's Rufus at first, and I knew it wasn't Rufus because Rufus had to have you sit next to him so he can use his powers. He basically explained that when he's talking to Marie the first time. He makes her sit next to him, and then she wakes up in his bed and she blows up his dick, which I don't think it happened. I don't know if that actually happened now.
It did.
Because how is he walking around with just a half a dick? He just got half a dick now.
He's just
he seems
that's
crazy.
Pretty cool. He should be like Reek from Game of Thrones. Like he should just
be walking around like this.
Yeah, like he's out partying and shit. Like what?
Right.
I mean, I'm very willing to bet the school nurse at a superhero college is a soup.
Yeah,
I'll bet they've got some absolute.
Or he's got super nuts and super dicks because he did like what's her name? The blonde girl.
I've seen that before.
The blonde girl did like tell him to go hit himself in the nuts with a baseball bat. And
Jumanji.
Yeah.
So and then he just made it through that. Like he powered through that.
And now knowing that he had sexually assaulted her, before, it actually adds
You
weight
think
to
that that's true?
scene.
I don't know if that's. I don't think that that's
Yeah.
true. I think she
I
said
guess
that.
everything that she says is very up
Yeah,
to.
I don't believe that
It's very
bitch.
suspect now.
That is a little bit.
I think it's true.
I also think
because
it's
she
true
was trying to
because
get him off of her.
Now we
track.
believe women here at the Drunk Panthers
Right.
podcast, but
Yeah, sorry if we're
Kate
offending any
is
superheroes out
Kate
there.
is a very treacherous individual. Yeah.
Well,
He's a
I mean, honestly, the big reason is, I mean, in regular college, there's scumbag guys that will do things like that. Superhero college, it's absolutely happening.
And I
Nobody's saying
actually
it's
just
not
came
possible.
to that realization that that's the reason why his name is Rufus.
Right. He's a
Rufy guy.
my
I
gosh.
Yeah, but this is the
yeah.
thing.
He's
Yes,
more,
but
he's
it's-
more likely to end up on the floor.
Why would you believe her? Why would you believe her when she's literally getting paid? Her job at the school is to misdirect these people away from everything.
no.
So that's why I don't believe her.
I believe
don't
her
think she's getting
because
paid.
we've already seen him try to do that so many other times.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Also-
I don't
Yeah,
think
he did.
I'm like you're moving past the fact that I already said I don't think that happened because how is he walking around
So
without a blown up dick? He didn't even mention it. And when they went and beat him up, he acted like he didn't know what the fuck they were talking about with that too. So I'm just saying that hasn't
does-
actually been directly correlated with anyone yet.
Well,
Okay.
does she have the ability to
She can mind wipe.
implant memories too?
She can
Yeah.
implant a thought in your head for sure because she can tell
Right.
you like you're
She can
having a
push
great
you, yeah.
day and
She could
she
push you
can
into
push you
making-
into that.
So
And
I
then-
think the reason why I believe her is because she's an idealist. She's not doing this for the money. She thinks she's saving them. The
Yeah, I
dean
don't think-
has her convinced that by like doing this and by keeping them in the dark, she's actually saving them and she's protecting them. The girl's an idealist. That's why I think.
Okay.
Guys, put it in the comments. Do you guys think Kate was lying? I mean, she lies the whole show, but
She's lying ass
is she
bitch.
lying about this, or is she telling the truth? And then, like later on, we do. Oh, yeah, are you gonna play the scene real quick?
Oh, I was just putting it up, but yeah, I can play this.
Oh.
Just let me see.
I just
here.
want to see your cute face.
And say what? He had me on camera consenting. It doesn't matter. I don't even remember it. So
See, I don't believe this shit because she could have just touched him and made him fucking tell what he said, or just fucking make him lie about it. Like even if it didn't happen, she could just make him lie about it. Like I don't believe that shit. That's a
Well,
lie.
do you believe that he ever did it?
To somebody else? Yeah, sure. But I'm not talking
Okay.
about.
Right.
I'm not talking about the realm of possibility. I'm talking about the evidence they have provided us.
Right.
And I'm talking about
Yeah,
why
that's
would
up,
she?
yeah, it's up for debate if it actually
She
did
can
happen
touch
to
her
him, but-
friends and make them forget
Mhm.
for
This
what is maybe protection, but you don't think she would touch a dude who just raped her and make him do violent, terrible things to himself?
This is also her freshman year. She doesn't really have control of her powers and stuff.
Mm.
I mean,
But
like,
she made Rufus go kick himself and hit himself in the
she's a
nuts with
senior
bat.
now. She's a senior
No,
now.
I'm just saying she made him hit himself in the nuts with a bat. You'd think she wouldn't have just been like,
I'm saying
"Yo,
when this
go fucking
happened
kill yourself."
was 4 years ago. I'm saying I don't think she had as much strength and control back then, and I think that she was just naive. I think that just being a freshman girl in college also played into a lot of it.
She has definitely turned into one of the more interesting characters, just like even beyond her like being a kind of a supervillain. But what did you guys think of just like sort of the reveal that that she was the villain, that she had been lying the whole time? We kind of get
I liked it.
hints of it, like of what's going on. Marie finds the tracker in her shoulder. Jeff? What did you think of that kind of reveal?
I liked it. I think it makes sense story wise. I think it's kind of a natural progression, but I still think they did it in a good way. I think the way that they had her kind of like reveal it was pretty much just a smart way of like, oh yeah, she's the bad guy. And I think it's how it would have played out in this actual universe,
Right.
Well, the reason I knew, so what gave it away for me that she was the bad guy was everybody was scratching themselves throughout the episode.
Like Tyrone Biggs.
Like, but
Mhm.
like I kept
I love that
noticed
line.
it. I noticed it like way early, and I was like, yo, why is Jordan like scratching the fuck out? Like,
Yeah,
why these
right before she actually noticed something was wrong, you actually said out loud, I was like, why is she scratching like that?
I said, why is everybody? I was like, why is everybody scratching like that? And then she goes, why are you scratching yourself like Tyrone Biggums? And I was like, what the fuck? Like, damn. I was like, yeah, why are you scratching yourself like Tyrone Biggums?
Solid reference.
Because she was.
I kind of like called it in like the third episode. Here, let me say this.
I'm so sorry. I really wish it didn't have to be like this. It's you.
Bye.
Why would you just keep your hand there as you realize that this bitch is the bad person? I'm gonna just keep my hand there.
Yeah, for drama.
Right. As soon as
this bitch got a knife in her pocket all the time.
Over with.
She got a knife in her pocket all the time.
What episode is this?
5.
There it is.
Terry.
I am fresh out the tank. I have not been watching the show at all.
Okay.
It's due to me going to Japan and them switching over my Amazon account, and so now it only works over there, and I had to like make a new one here, and I haven't started paying for it. And I was like, oh man, I gotta pay for 2 Amazon accounts.
That is like baller problems, man.
Producer T's got 2 countries worth of first world problems going on.
Yes.
There.
So what, Jeff, and you've read the comics, right?
I read the first 3 issues. I couldn't keep going.
Oh, okay. Well, damn. Because what this is giving me is there's a team in the boys universe. So you know how there's the 7? Mm-hmm. Well, there's like other teams like that based on all the other superhero teams involved in the DC. And one team that's based on the X-Men is called the G-Men.
Mm-hmm.
And there's different, just like with the regular X-Men, there's like X-Force, X this. So there's like G this, G that. And to get to the G-Men or one of the other G teams, you go through a program called G-Wiz, and it's basically just college.
Yeah,
right. All college age superheroes just like this, and they're placing them. They all live like sororities and fraternities, and this like what I'm seeing. I was like, oh, this looks like a G-Wiz story. Like it's based on these guys, and they're terrible people. Well, they're terrible. They're college kids, and you gave them super fucking powers. What do you think?
Well, I mean, the entire point of the boys, the reason the author made it was because in his whole thing was like, in the real world, if you had superpowers, people with superpowers would be the worst people on earth.
There'd be terrible. There'd be a couple good ones, but most of them would be crazy egomaniacs.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what this is giving me. So have they revealed the big boss yet? Like, have they said the name Godokin?
No, they have not revealed the big boss
the
yet.
thing is, in this universe, we already really know who the big boss is, right? We know who really is. Vought is running everything. So the questions that we haven't had answered yet thus far is, what are they doing exactly in the woods? Well, today in this episode, we got a little taste of that. We know that they're building a virus, but like, how do they plan on using this? How do they plan? You know what?
They explained it.
No, I'm saying how do they?
How this show?
No, okay, yeah, you explain. They explain what the virus does.
Okay.
But they
I see
how they plan on how you gonna just tell them take this virus and then
you're
they'll
do
die.
Batman Begins style. You're gonna put it in the waterman,
right? Yeah,
it's gonna be differently than the comic. Like they're doing a virus. Like what's going on?
It's a college where they're letting kids go in to become superheroes. Like, how much money you want to bet? Like, all right, step up for your. No. There is a comic book like that though. No, how much? It's vaccinations. Probably. I'll bet you they play the vaccination card. Like, all right, hey, we got to vaccinate you in case
I don't think
you got to go do a super trip.
Think they touch that with a 10-foot pole. I think that would be political.
But what I'm saying is, like, they would try something along the lines of just a normal thing you would expect if you were to get a job like this, or like if you think like, hey, I might be going to somewhere where there's malaria, I got to get some malaria shots and stuff like that. I think that's the way they would do it. Or it would just be like, like when you're signing up for sports when you're in college or in high school, and it's like, hey, you got to get a checkup, and part of your checkup is just getting a flu shot, boop, something like that. But they also said in this, the virus, it doesn't kill them, it controls them.
Well, I think we're gonna get a little bit of a I think he's saying they can control them by like, hey, if they act up, we can just hit a button and then they will die, like what happened in the comic books. They had the ability to squad? Yeah, they basically had the ability to pop their heads, which is what they used. They used that in the last season.
The senator.
Right. Well, the senator has the same name as the vice president in the comics. And so she's probably going to end up being the president after they kill the president now. And so she's the head popper. Weird, but the head popper in... Right, yeah, it's V. Yeah, exactly. But the head popper in the comics is an actual like virus thing that it's some kind of biological weapon they put inside all of the. I think the is it the V? I think the V itself has like some kind of sonic mechanism in there, and it transmits a signal, and they can just pop some kind of boop. And so I think we're getting a little bit of that and zombie soups, because when the supers die in the comic, they don't die. They just fucking turn into like this weird.
Well, they die, but they pump them up with more V. Like if you just keep pumping somebody up with V, you can bring them back essentially from the dead.
But they'll like just be like a Invincible. They're a mindless avatar of a superhero who's like.
They qualify for a handicap pass when they get
back. Exactly.
Well, it's like Invincible. When the heroes die, they can basically like with robotics bring them back, and they're just super zombies.
We can rebuild him. He will be horrified.
Yeah, you get
somehow, so. We got to go before we move on, because we're going to move on to Loki. But I just want to talk about the scene. Y'all, what did y'all think about the puppet scene? Y'all, what did y'all think about the puppet scene?
Kind of took me out of it.
Oh no!
Yeah, you were hard no on the puppet scene. What about it did you not like?
I get what they were doing with it. I get that it's kind of like in the Rob Zombie Halloween 2, where it's like, I get it. The reason his mom and a horse are following around is to show me he's crazy. But like, okay, I already knew he was crazy.
Right. I mean, they kind of established a cartoony world like this when they did the whole Black Noir.
Black Noir, yeah.
Which I am still kind of
Sam last episode.
What they did with him, versus the comic book.
Dude, the comics is so much better.
The book is. Even though they don't even talk about him in the book, it's just like when they finally fucking talk about him, you're like, oh, I get it now. It all makes sense. So when they did that, I was just like, I have no clue where this show's gonna go now.
Yeah, I got nothing.
No clue.
I thought this shit was genius. Me and Alex sat around here laughing so goddamn hard. We played this whole scene over again. I was like, what in the fuck? And we were like watching it like about.
Were you a fan of the Happy Time Murders?
I never saw the Happy Time Murders. I really wanted to. But this did remind me of the puppet episode of Angel for some reason, where I was just like, okay, I really dig this. I see what they're doing with like this is what's really happening. And yeah, it didn't really take me out. It reminded me a lot of the Black Noir episode.
The brain in the puppet is just
right. We're just seeing what the character sees and what it likes to be him.
Yeah. I have a single. Please, I'm a single dad with 2 daughters.
I did like that all the spurting blood was just red glitter.
Yeah.
That part I like.
It's a good way of showing, because obviously all this stuff is horrifying, especially the guy saying that he's a single dad with 2 daughters. Like that's really sad.
Alien. Oh man, I loved it because we were watching it and I was like, yo, I bet you this is really happening. I think we've jumped into reality, into fucking fantasy, and man, it was awesome.
It was
awesome, and it's a
So I want to see if they're going to bring about the G-Men because that's a.
The reason I thought it was ingenious is because I always think about it from like a director point of view or a producer point of view first, and you will get a job. You will get another job making episodes like that if you direct episodes like that because you just saved the studio so much fucking money, and it was creative, and people going to jive with it. Oh man, you're getting another job, and that's what it's about.
While I 100% agree with that take, I think a part of it was also like, hey, these are like, it's the boys' universe, but these are still kids. Let's maybe tone down the gratuitous violence somewhat.
Also, this guy hasn't been. This guy don't even know what TikTok is. No telling how long. There's no telling how long this dude's been imprisoned. So he
at least 3 years.
The last thing he probably saw was Sesame Street.
That's kind of his baseline.
I think it was the last episode. He was hallucinating the TV.
Yeah, with the special guest
with Sesame Street.
Mr. Ritter
with TV's Ritter.
Before we move on to Loki, you guys got any final thoughts? You got any final thoughts on this episode of Jim V?
Not really. I'm just excited to see what happens next. I did like the little song at the end. I thought it was just like really well done for them to just like use this one. Is it here? I put a spell on you. I was just like, that's good. That's good. That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, really well done. And that actress is really acting her ass off. Doing a lot with the little, like, you don't have to hear her say a bunch of exposition. She is doing
the crying white girl thing so hard.
Yeah, put her in a Blumhouse horror movie.
I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion.
Goddamn.
Now, don't compare it to my Annie Hathaway's.
And when when the cops rush in and then she starts.
Oh yes,
yeah, she's doing that pretty well.
I do not. I know this is not popular, but I don't like this. This actress, this character. Haven't gotten into it. This didn't do nothing for me. Her shit ain't doing nothing for me. I was actually mad that she wasn't gonna die. I could tell she had plot armor.
She's going to.
Well, she's not going to for a very long time, sir.
She's going to at the end of this. She's going to at the end of season 1. She'll be the one who she'll use her powers to save them, and it'll happen while she's dying.
I hope
she's gonna pull a Darth Vader.
This is my favorite character, right?
Think the love interest from the end of the Wolverine. Or not the Wolverine, from X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. I agree, 9. I'm interested to see what happens with Emma going forward here.
I think she's going to end up on the top 10.
But now we're about to go into what my favorite show on TV right at this very moment.
Yeah, Loki season 2.
So I got one last thing to say about Gen V before we go. Mm-hmm. And it's just one thing I like about not necessarily this episode, but the series in general so far. I think they do a good job of showing us why people in this universe still love heroes. Because we just see it from the boys' side. We don't see it from like the random person on the street side. So we're sitting there like, why the fuck are they still worshiping Homelander and Maeve and all them? Like, are you insane? With the college kids and seeing it through their eyes, I think it's a good way of being like, all right, yeah, no wonder the general public loves Soups.
Right. Yeah,
I think they do a good job of that.
Well, my opinion on that is also it's like because they have comic books, just like we have our comic books and we read how the superheroes are. They also have that in their world, and it's about their actual superheroes. So they never see. It's all about because the biggest arm of Vault is their
entertainment
PR team. Their PR team is like the masters of the whole company,
right? Yeah,
they're the ones that make the most money for everybody.
Shit, what's her face is the new CEO now.
Yeah,
the old PR girl.
I don't know. I'm kind of upset that they didn't make the main bot dude that average white guy again, like in the comic book. He is funny. So fucking terrifying. And it's just what does he do? He's just an average white dude. And I was like, that is still the scariest motherfucker out there. It's just
that's what Giancarlo's role is. That's what Giancarlo is. So
Yeah, but he's a minority, so I kind of cheer for him a lot of times. He's supposed to be the villain. I'm still kind of like, yeah, you get him. You talk to that white man like that. You know, but when it's like it was just the white dude, I was like, he's terrifying. He's not even scared of Homelander. Like my favorite scene is when Homelander's talking to him, threatening him, and he like reads his heart, and he's like, dude, you're not scared at all. And he's like, no, I ain't scared of you.
But yeah, now we're moving into Loki season 2, episode 2, Breaking Bad. Speaking of Giancarlo Esposito, we are Breaking Bad over in the Disney universe. Kind of bold to name your episode Breaking Bad, but whatever. It's kind of like naming your episode Star Trek.
You're being so disrespectful to Star Trek right now.
Why not call it Planet Trek?
There are a lot of people. There are a lot of people who are gonna like come at your head after this. You just compared Star Trek to Breaking Bad.
I'm just talking about
Get
shows.
Out of here.
I'm just talking about shows.
We can dig it.
But you know, hey, I'm not calling myself Shaft. But yeah, since producer T, since you're you're coming in here hot. What did you think of episode 2 of season 2? Are you liking the season so far?
I am actually only here for Rick and Morty. That's the
producer T is perfect. I haven't watched. I don't watch Rick and Morty, so
I'm here to take Jeff's place for the Rick and Morty.
It's perfect because they didn't watch Rick and Morty. So here we go on. Go keep 9.
Same question.
What was the question though?
How did you feel about episode 2, and how are you liking the season so far?
Oh yeah, episode 2 was pretty cool. I think it's like so well directed. I think again, these motherfuckers are stars. You know what I mean? We actually got some motherfuckers acting their asses off, and also the direction and settings are just really cool. Timey-wimey shit just kind of gets me like this. Don't but yeah, I mean, what's not to like about it? I really do hope that we get a bit more Kang stuff, some Miss Minute stuff. I want to get Renslayer. We didn't get that in those episodes, in the first 2 episodes, but all of the concepts that they've introduced so far are very cool, I believe.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like he had mentioned after we watched the first episode.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh.
He was like, "Why is this just so much better than just other shows?"
Oh no, yeah. So y'all weren't here, and maybe for the viewers who weren't here last week, we were watching it, and I was like, Alex, I've been telling you all the time, man, this one is better than everything else. But why? Why? And the answer is the director. The answer is the actor, the talent. I mean, the other answer is they've always known what they've wanted to do with this show. So they've been written differently than the ones before and some after. This is including Star Wars shows, by the way. And this one was written to be episodic, unlike the other ones that have been written to be more like movies.
It's for sure. Like we've actually recently realized that they don't even like make pilots or anything like that for Marvel shows, like your normal language of making movies, which is kind of a quality control thing that we're now starting to realize.
Right.
But Jeff, how did you feel about season this second season of Loki? Are you liking the acting? You liking where the story's going?
Loving all of it. I think the show in general is already just a lot of fun. It's picking up off of its momentum from season 1 in a good way. It's still letting us, it's still getting into season 2, but it hasn't like lost the stakes from season 1, or like from the, what's it called? The fallout from the end of season 1. So I'm liking that. And when we all mentioned how great the directing is on this, I mean, like I just looked up the director of episode 2, and I mean, like this is the dude that he's got directing credits for Endgame, Ant-Man and Quantumania, The Mask, Skeleton Key, The Rock. I mean, this dude, Armageddon, Bicentennial Man, like Dude's a fucking director.
Yeah, sounds like a journeyman. Yeah,
this director fucks.
Right. Wait, who is it?
Dan DeLeeuw, DeLeeuw. Dan DeLeeuw.
Skeleton Key Loki fucks.
I just rewatched it, I should say, the other day because it's on my horror movie list, and fuck, that's a good movie.
Yeah, right,
dude. I forgot how good that was. I'm also starting to realize that like hoodoo voodoo horror movies, they fucking slap.
Yeah,
they're good horror movies.
Bayou, yeah, like there's some good ones.
Serpent in the Rainbow, yeah, man.
I haven't seen that.
Ooh, check it out.
All right.
Well,
Candyman
2, that was in the Bayou.
Oh yeah, Candyman 2. Okay, I was about to say Candyman is in Chicago.
The sequel,
but no, for sure.
2 is.
I also heard Candyman. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because we have said his name too many times, y'all.
Guys, we've said it for one more, and one more, and one of us is interviewing Tony Todd in an awkward way.
To say it the certain amount of times, I'm not going to say the name.
Yeah,
because I live in Chicago.
I was about to say you're in Chicago.
Yo, you're putting me in danger.
Nine's about to be hanging out with Tony Todd, not the way he wants.
I live alone.
You're not going to be for long.
But in this episode, Loki, Mobius, and Hunter B-15 find and capture Hunter X5 in London.
I think you mean Bradley.
X5.
Oh, sorry, Brad Wolf. Which is like, I guess, Brad Pitt and Scott Wolf mixed together.
Those are his Brad
very
Pitt's,
mid.
It's Brad Pitt's grandfather.
I gotta say,
Brad Pitt's big grandfather. Oh yes, of course.
Don't forget the time period that we're in.
That scene we got right there, I absolutely loved. I love that they showed Loki's illusion magic so well and so strong. Because like usually when you think of magic, you're like, oh, throw a ball of fire or a lightning bolt.
Right.
Like you don't think about how illusions can really, really fuck with someone and win the day. I thought they did a good job. And like Loki is a magical guy, and like we haven't seen it in a while, so I'm glad they brought it back.
Yes, I agree.
When did you
totally.
get a new mic? Did you get a new mic just recently?
Yeah, Prime Day. I got a new mic, headset. I got this arm.
Oh shit!
And a ring light.
Yeah.
Is this the first time you're using it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I was going to say.
I was about to say
fantastic.
I was gonna say, first of all, you sound fantastic. Really I was gonna say something too, but I was gonna wait till after the show. But since we're talking about it, you sound fantastic, and I like the little arm you got. You got the little arm hold. You know, you got a boom mic over there. I love that shit, man.
I'm taking the cast seriously. I want to start doing some more for it, and I got to have the right equipment.
But look, let me tell you what you got to do. Whenever you're thinking real hard and you really want to
tell me what I gotta do.
If you forget what you're talking about, you just grab.
That's the Joe Budden approach. Just start adjusting your mic.
Just adjust it. Act like
I want to talk about.
Act like it's really like loose and shit. Just tight. There you go. That's what you do.
Just get it all together, right there.
Very important when you
exactly.
You talk, but you keep talking and you just talk.
Or just
microphone, just like
you know, just in case. I'm just wondering if.
Right.
What's going on over
pontification?
But yeah, I did really like this. Just this storyline of them.
How did you feel about it? I didn't nobody ask you how you feel.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I did like this storyline where Mobius and Loki are chasing down X5, who I did not like his acting in the first episode as like the hard man, but I did like his acting as this character.
The hard man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he was just like
that was wild.
Everything has to do with dicks.
I'm just that was just wild. I've never even heard that before. I mean, I've never heard that.
We're not talking about Gen V anymore. We don't even talk about the hard stuff.
It was just wild. Sorry. I apologize.
But Nine, how did you feel about just like this interrogation scene? Because I thought that he was kind of acting his ass off.
I thought it was pretty good. I don't know if I do like him.
The person or the actor?
Yes.
The actor. I'm not sure if I mean
the person I love.
Isn't that
the person? He's great.
I have no thoughts about his character. If I'm going to just judge him on Actually, it's just his character. I'm pretty sure he kills it as an actor or whatever.
He's a nice person,
good or whatever. But maybe I just thought his role is kind of weird here. And I would have liked it if they were like more tailing someone that was like had a direct connection to Renslayer, or even like tailing Renslayer herself, and we got glimpses of her and they're trying to figure out something. But I understand this scene so much, and I think that it is pretty cool. Like, good cop, bad cop, let's do it. Yeah.
Jeff, how did you feel about this episode?
Well, as a person, I think he's a piece of shit. No, episode overall I really liked. And I'll say like the interview, the interrogation and all that. It seemed a little weird to me that he was this different of, like, to the point where my first watch through, I think I was halfway through the episode before I was like, oh, that's the same fucking guy.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, hold on.
What really helped, and it wasn't until my third watch through when I was thinking about Sylvie and how different she was, and it's like she's been gone like 2 minutes, and I was like, oh right, she went back, but then like she might have been there for years by now,
right?
So realizing like we don't know how long he's been in Brad's world long enough to form a movie career, like. Okay, so that made it a lot easier to wrap my mind around who he is in this in the scene and everything. The only part of it I really didn't like was just when Mobius snaps and just slaps him. It's like, really? You can't just close the fist for the for the hit?
Yeah.
You give him a little bitch slap and like
that was
at least ask for some powder or some shit.
I like that scene because thanks for the layup, by the way. I like that scene because it shows Mobius, he loves everybody that he works with. Like, we got to take it back to the first season. I think it's first episode of the first season, where Morbius is explaining to Loki, like, I love all this. Like, he loves his job. He loves the key lime pie. I love pie.
Yeah,
calms him down. I think
nobody can convey a love of this place like Owen Wilson. Like, he's got such a great performance.
Kills it. He's like, he's like, don't have you ever read the handbook? Like, he's like, you can't do that. Like, dude,
I haven't memorized that.
Speaking of this,
can I play the clip?
I was going to say, speaking of this scene before you play it, dude is trying to convince him that he just needs to leave his job. Like, he's like, fuck that, man. I fucking like my job.
Well, no, I don't
find out where this bitch is. I didn't ask you no questions, motherfucker, about my job.
No issue with him hitting him. The fact that it was a little slap as opposed to like he pissed Mobius off enough. I expected that to be a full on like let's take a tooth out punch.
Yeah.
It was the fact that it was a little slap and like not even a good slap,
If he said something about a jet ski, he would have been fucking.
He'd been on the floor, man.
Yeah,
right.
On the floor. Yeah.
She's nothing. I don't even know where to start with that, but you're just you're a nowhere man.
You're a nowhere man. Look at it. That's what I like. I like that. I like that he slapped him too, because a slap is more disrespectful than a punch. Like, I'm gonna slap the shit out you.
And it is so weird. I don't know.
Okay, Billy from Power Rangers.
Man, you're a nowhere man.
You're a nowhere man.
Did you slap me?
Yeah, I thought that was like interesting that he got under Mobius's skin instead of Loki's, because we did get that really interesting, like that cool little monologue from Loki where he's like, I'm a bad guy. But I thought it was even more interesting that we get in under Mobius's skin, because he actually is thinking about. He's trying not to think about the life that he could have had. He's like, oh, I might have had a good life somewhere else, and that's way more terrifying than just like in trying to enjoy the life that I have now.
Absolutely.
I liked that a lot.
I think also it's more. Mobius is such a good guy. It's challenging him to go out and try to see where he came from, but also it's challenging him in a way that he's like, I want to save the world. Like, I don't want this to end. I want everybody to live still, and the whole universe is going to explode if I don't get this task done. So he's got this like real, like hard rock in a hard place, motherfucking type situation going on. Now, I love high stakes. You know what I'm saying? Wagyu beef, New York strip.
Yeah. Just out of reach.
The ones that's real high. I love them motherfuckers, man. But damn, why you gotta do that? You gotta steal my butt like damn, like if the teleprompter says, but he always steals my butt
ellipses. Yeah, I just assumed
it's cool, Robin Sparkles.
No, I was gonna ask. How do y'all feel about? I want to ask y'all about some of the theories that are out there. The what do you call it?
Oh, I haven't seen. I
haven't
seen any theories. I haven't seen any of the theories.
One theory is, yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. I don't want y'all studying for the test before I gotta hit you with the pop quiz.
Great teacher.
So yeah, how do you feel about the possibility that Ouroboros could be? Ouroboros
Obi
could be the villain of this.
Oh, is that a theory?
It's a theory that's out there. It's some words that have been said.
I get why people would have the theory. I don't buy it.
You don't.
I don't think he's a villain. I would say that he's the key.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Like the Golden Child, or like
the key holder in Matrix 2.
Because like he's the one that like we've seen
Asian?
That
Where's
we can have him go back in time and remember stuff.
Right.
And because so now I'm forming a theory. Because we find out in this episode that he's the one who wrote the handbook. And you can have Loki go back in time and tell him
change
some
the
shit
handbook,
and then have him change the handbook a bit.
Ooh.
In like a slightest weird way that like actually, you know.
So you're saying that OB is not only like a good, like a seriously intangible character, but you're saying that he might even be a plot device.
He's a plot device. I mean, he's the Ouroboros.
Let me ask,
which Ouroboros, for everybody who's watching and probably doesn't know, that's like the snake eating its own tail. You know, that motherfucker goes on forever.
The
which
snake
also
that grows too big and circles the world. I believe
timeline also goes into a circle. I don't know.
It's straight from Norse mythology.
I'm not sure if you guys know this, but Ouroboros is not a palindrome. So yeah, that's a nice little fun fact for you guys.
Yeah.
Also,
really?
Ouroboros.
So it's also not a frog, in case you were wondering.
Also, Ouroboros is definitely a stripper somewhere down in the art district of Los Angeles. No, it's in Los Angeles. Los Angeles.
Okay.
I also think it's the new version of the T-virus in Resident Evil 5.
Yes. Ouroboros is a sexual favor that you can purchase.
So, did you guys ever watch this show Miracle Workers?
No.
That's also a good strip club. That's also a good strip club
show.
Miracle Workers.
OB is I like what Nine thinks it's going to be, and I agree with it in the sense like OB is Daniel Radcliffe's character from season 1. It's this small thing that he does that ends up being able to save the day.
Guys,
and I think it's exactly what I think Nine. I think you got it perfectly, man.
For all of your Miracle Workers fans out there, let us know what you think.
Yeah, even all you Miracle Workers fans like me who've put it in your list for like 10 months and haven't watched it yet.
I'll tell you shout out each season's amazing.
Shout out to all the other Miracle Workers who work long nights in the clubs and they're single mothers.
Pay their electric bill with sweaty dollar bills.
They dry out. They dry out.
But you know what? Who else was also working miracles is Sylvie. You know, she kind of like gave the entire multiverse free will. So that's kind of
let's talk more about Sylvie because Sylvie has a very interesting choice of job when she decides she's going to retire from fucking up the universe.
Yeah.
She decides she's going to work at McFucking-Donald's.
The job that I hated the most in my entire life.
the job most people hate all the time. But you know why? She wanted to work at McDonald's because she's British. I'm gonna tell you, she doesn't understand the true struggle of being an American and having to work at McDonald's.
Especially back then. Jesus.
Especially back then.
They don't have any like
making 84 cents an
hour.
hour.
Well, literally only kids worked there back then. Like it's like
look at her coworkers.
What did you think of this reunification of Loki and Loki? Nine.
Two Lokis
well, I thought it was like, I don't know. She looks I love Sylvie.
Okay,
she's cute as fuck.
Okay,
she's cute as fuck.
Yakubian Queen.
I had an alternate version of myself that was like cute as fuck. Then yeah, I'll probably do the Loki thing too. You know what I mean? Is that
Loki,
masturbation?
I'll do that.
It's just masturbation.
Is that masturbation?
First of all, put that on a t-shirt. Is that masturbation?
Just have both of their faces on the.
I don't want to end up on any list. My current life, I don't know where I would.
I like the idea of the shirt just having. Is that masturbation in quotes, in quotation marks, and then after the quotes, it just says 900 yards.
Yeah, it's is that masturbation?
Like 900 yards.
And it's a picture of both Lokis looking at each other, and
that would
like,
sell.
Yeah.
Man.
We got. Look, first of all,
is there a Loki like Happy Meal thing that they got going on? I feel like this is
it must be. First of all, it must be right because it's McDonald's, right?
I'm playing this clip of their reuniting.
I am going to get a Happy Meal later though. After since you said something.
Love the music playing.
All day. Are you gonna order something? Or what?
Can we talk?
My break's in 5 minutes.
So where are you going? If your break's in 5 minutes, then
like, I gotta. Hey, if she's like me, she's gonna go take a 5-minute shit before our break starts.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna get all this break. I'm not gonna shit on my break.
Yeah, no doubt. I do that too.
I get paid to shit.
Yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck I look like? They gonna take the money out anyway. What the fuck I look like taking the shit on my break? Fuck that.
But then they do like sort of reunite and they have like sort of this cute moment, but all is not well.
Why is that, Alex?
As the like, what is it? The what's his name? Oh yeah, the 5th X-Men movie, X5. He said he's acting a little dodgy, and Mobius realizes that there's something awry.
Is that bad?
That's not good.
Oh.
Apparently, all the other like rogue TVA agents are trying to blow up all the multiverses. They're trying to create the sacred timeline, make the sacred timeline the only timeline once again, by blowing everything up.
That's right. Very weird incel vibes. I ain't gonna lie.
What did you think of this storyline, Obi? Did you see this come? Yeah, right. It's very Proud Boy.
I did not see this coming. I thought they were just going to be going and trying to murder the hell out of Sylvie. So I thought it was a good one. I also like that the lady running the whole like, let's destroy everything. Like you just look at her and you're like, you're evil.
Nazi.
Like that actress is just like, you're clearly evil, which is hilarious.
The sweetest person ever.
Because
wasn't she
one of the movies?
I don't know.
I don't know about that, but one of the movies on the list that I had to watch a couple days ago, she's the mom in The Witch, and she's a bitch in that too.
Oh shit! Really? Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't she in Game of Thrones?
Yeah, she was Elsa.
She was
Aaron.
She was Catherine's sister.
Yeah, Aaron.
Yeah, she's breastfeeding her 13-year-old.
Yeah, she's breastfeeding.
Yeah, that's her.
Like I made the things like she really likes having her boobs sucked on by things.
Yeah, she's making weird ass milkshakes, man.
Game of Thrones than
Yo,
The Witch.
that's why y'all come to Drunk Banthers. You know what I'm saying? We know all about the Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying?
That's why she's trying to destroy Sylvie's timeline because she doesn't want to have to make all that ice cream.
She's gonna die. We are all gonna die.
Exactly.
This is gone unless we.
All this for Sylvie?
You know what's funny? I forgot Sylvie could do this until she did it right then.
Mhm.
Same.
Well, I did actually.
Probably how she got her job.
She had mentioned
That's how she learned the secret sauce.
her and Loki were when they were talking earlier. I liked this moment specifically because Loki is like, just touch me and like see my past, like she was like, use your powers, and she's like, I don't want to do that. But now she actively does use the power because she's like,
so
I need to know
she's
what's
trying to
going
make
on.
him jealous.
I mean,
I see this dude's past, but fuck your past.
Are you
You
kidding?
just gonna touch Brad?
She's trying to
That's
get
what
a
you gonna do here.
promotion.
You just gonna sit up in front of me and touch Brad, and you know I fucking told you
The wolf.
I wanted you to touch me.
Sylvie knows what she's doing. She's up for promotion. She's got to get that next level. She wants to be, drive-through manager. She knows what she's doing. Have you seen her name tag? She's got the 5 stars on it, man. She's working it.
Speaking of, I want to stay in McDonald's. At the end of the episode, or was it towards the end of? Yeah, it was at the end of the episode. The little kid who works there is like the manager, I guess. He's like, "Are you gonna be here tomorrow?" And she's like, "Yeah." But
is your mom on her way?
Yeah, is her mom? I'm like, yo, they must have that's got to explain itself away somehow next episode because
why?
They better not make
first of all, what
Sylvie's son.
Like, yeah, why is she asking him if his mom's on the way? Why is they got a weird dynamic automatically off the rip, and he asked her if she was coming back tomorrow, like as if she doesn't come back sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, and then that's when we see that she's got the little time device on her
the end all be all.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So she got the master pad.
Max, you think he'll be in tomorrow though?
Yeah.
Cool.
Jack? Is your mom on her way to pick you up?
Yeah. She'll be here. I'm good.
That's interesting that you said that, Bill, because at first now I'm on board. Now I can see like how weird that is. But at first I was getting some a little bit of like some no hard feelings vibes.
Right.
You hitting on this young boy, Sylvie? How old are you? 1,000? Like 1,000 years old, right?
I just took it as now Sylvie's actually like making connections with people, humans nonetheless, who season 1 she didn't give a fuck about a single. She was killing them for like, hey, you know what? I need a little bit of a distraction. There's a bunch of fireworks. Now I'm going to kill those 3 kids.
I definitely. I got 2 things can be true though. I think that is definitely true as well. Like she is definitely softening. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like she's definitely coming to a point where. But that leads me to my next theory about this show.
Oh yeah,
is Sylvie in control of everything now? Is she the one who remains? Is she he who remains now? But hold on, that's the first part of the question. Is Kang now the ally? And because we're gonna see what is it? Timely, Professor Timely, Victor Timely. We're gonna see him in this episode, the next episode coming up. And the question is, does it? No, the question is, do you believe that she's in charge and that Victor of Timely is going to be one of the allies in this season?
That's an interesting question. Because you would think, because maybe it's conflicting what's the word I'm looking for? Motivations, because one, he wants to rule over a timeline, or like all Kangs wants to rule, but then also some Kangs wants to create the multiverse and have like the Council of Kangs.
Right.
Yes. Right. So I guess it depends on which Kang that we are getting, right?
Right. Yeah. And are we getting a Kang before Kang? Right.
Are we getting a?
I know because in Victor Timely in the comics is a variant of Kang, but he's like No, he's not a variant of Kang. Excuse me. Kang goes back in time and has to, the way he figures he loses to the Avengers in a battle, and then he's like, yo, the only way I can beat these fools is I go back in time and then like make sure technology drives towards me so that I can like end up beating these fools. So he goes back in time, creates a little, like he had, you know, those little window doors, that the time doors that they have in the TVA. He like uses one of those to like, put it in, and he puts it in his closet. so he can just come in and out of this universe every once in a while and just be like, you know, I'm gonna go back home. This is just bullshit. They ain't got no showers here. So then he just
makes sense that they would get somebody who wrote for Rick and Morty to do this show.
And then then he pops back in every once in a while and he's like, yo, I'm Victor Timely and this is the things and the technologies and blah blah blah. I think they're gonna play on that a lot, but I'm not sure if this Victor Timely is gonna be the villain or a hero, because in the comics he was a villain. He never was not a villain.
How many episodes are we getting of this?
Probably 8. That's the standard.
That was
that's
that was what they did. That's what they did last year.
I think the first season was 6.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He says 6.
6 episodes. Okay.
Wow.
Ending November,
but they do vary in times. So in the time, like the length. So
yeah, I know that. Like, I like that they're all hour long so far. Yeah, about an hour long, or at least like,
right. Yeah,
you know, like 45 minutes or whatever.
They've given us. I hope they only change is like maybe like instead of an hour, it's 47 minutes. Like don't take
don't
me
give
all
us a half-hour episode.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Don't give me 22-minute episode.
We need
one of those shows did that. It was either like She-Hulk or something, but they only had like a 20-minute episode.
She-Hulk was okay. If they're
we'll talk about that
like
later.
with time, like you don't need to really, you don't need an hour-long episode of She-Hulk.
No, yeah, you only need a 30 minutes.
I was fine with it being a half-hour comedy. Yeah, like,
right, exactly.
But yeah, Loki, guys, put it in the comments. How are you guys feeling about season 2 so far? But I guess we need to move on to Rick and Morty season 7.
I thought
was there one
talk about the fucking Oppenheimer event that we got here and like this kind of whole reaction?
Oh yeah, we can talk. Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. Yeah, go ahead and play.
I thought it was just kind of like really. I was just like, oh shit, they are.
I don't get how it. Did I miss that? How did it happen? I thought they stopped him.
They could only stop them with so many. Like they just started throwing grenades in the different ones, so they didn't stop.
Isn't
all
that
of them,
them?
But some of them are still going.
Well, no, not anymore. By the end of this, there's only the sacred timeline.
Go to the end. Go. Just skip to the. Because I'm pretty sure it's got like a few strains left.
So that's what I was thinking. I thought there were like 7, and I thought
because that's how they found. That's how they found her. They found what's her name? Renslayer. They were to find Renslayer based off some other, because at the beginning of this episode, old buddy, what's his name? The guy, the little desk clerk guy. I can't remember his name, but he told somebody. I don't know. He told somebody that he couldn't locate
B-15.
Yeah, B-15. He couldn't locate Renslayer because Renslayer was scattered amongst the timelines, and there was too many timelines going, so he couldn't locate her exact position. But when these timelines receded, we saw that he was able to pick her up. That was actually the first thing that happened while they were like in awe of what was taking place. First thing that happened is that Renslayer popped up on the board, and we're definitely going to get a lot of her next episode.
I feel you on that.
Well, I mean, I don't have.
Are you guys able to like discern any type of information from this, like know where she is?
No, man. Okay. This isn't New Rock Stars. We can't see all that.
Okay. I was just like, okay, I wonder when she is actually.
She's in the past. She's in the past. I know that much. Just from the trailers.
I'll say this. The last we see of the timelines and the splitting, at least as far as I can tell, if there's branches left, there's only 3 branches left.
Of like,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Yes. And I assumed that Sylvie wasn't on the sacred timeline, but we'll see what happens next episode. You know, she's got the He Who Remains TemPad in her possession. A lot of crazy stuff that's going to be happening next episode. So, guys, leave it in the comments.
Indeed.
What do you think?
It looked like Renslayer is like around here or whatever.
But that,
whatever.
Yeah, that's a shitty.
Well, so if there's Gray, it's if she's there, she's pulling what Sylvie did, hiding in apocalypses.
Yeah, she could be doing that.
Because the Grays are ones that have been destroyed.
Well, we got to move on to another.
616. Yes, I that's all I noticed right here. It says 616, and we know that that's like the main.
Right.
That's comic wise too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main one. Okay.
Seems like an ambiguous number, but whatever. Yeah, well, 616. I mean, I know that it's like means something nerd wise, but like in this universe, it seems kind of ambiguous number.
The comics that we read are 616.
Right. No, I'm just saying it's like how do we arrive there? There's 615 other ones that just like this is the one.
There's even more after.
But yeah, like let's move on to Rick and Morty season 7 episode 1. How Poopy got his poop back.
Producer T is up.
He's been
so the question that has been on everyone's mind, obviously, like after all the weird controversy of everything that's happened recently.
We will not go into that here. You can go at Nerds at Night and check out that information.
Well, but like obviously what everyone's been thinking since then is like, did Mr. Poopy Butthole patch things up with his wife? What did you think about
the Poopy Butthole patch things up? That is great. I'll give you a shot on that one. Good job.
And yeah, we got that question answered. Producer T, how did you feel about just like this first episode, like your initial thoughts on season 7 premiere?
Man, I'm sad. We're gonna talk about like, boy, they replaced Justin Roiland. You can barely even tell, huh?
Oh yeah.
Why are we gonna let's pull the cat out of this bag? Let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Hey, look, it just goes to show you. Go ahead,
let's start it off with the story of how I met Justin Roiland.
Whoa,
this was right before season 2 premiered. He was at a festival that I did transportation for called the Austin TV Fest. And so they were having their season 2 premiere there. And I had just watched season 1. It was my day off. And I was like, well, fuck yeah, I'm going to sit front fucking row because I know the person working the door. This is going to be for me. I enjoy this show and everything. And I go up after they're done with their Q&A and watching the episode. And I take a real terrible selfie with them that I still have that I'll post.
I thought Terry was going to say I took a real bad shit.
And man, like talk
send
about
it to
send
it to my Instagram, Terry. And
you know when you stand up or when you're with somebody and you smell them and you smell that weed and you're like, damn, is that me? Is that my shit? You know, as a stoner, you're like, damn, I thought I was like, I didn't think I smoked that much. And I didn't. So I was like, that wasn't me. That was him. He smelled like a skunked out hot box. Right, I know what my next move is going to be. Next time I see him, I'm going to ask him to smoke, right? So it's that night. They're at a party and we're at, God, what hotel is it held at? Not the Driscoll. The San Jack, I believe is the hotel. And we're at their bar. And I'm about to order me a beer. And I look behind me and I'm like, oh shit, there he is. He's right behind me. I'm gonna order my beer. I'm gonna play it cool and be like, yo, man,
Time
you
to tell
blaze
smells
it up?
like shit.
I'm gonna do this. And as I'm about to order my beer, I feel a tapping on my shoulder, and it's him. And he just stares me blank, just straight in the faces. Hey man, you got some weed? So I'm like, oh shit, yes I do. So yeah, he buys my beer and everything, and we just go out and back, and he does not stop doing the voices. You don't even have to ask him. It's kind of annoying to a little bit. They'll just do the voices the whole fucking time.
Yeah,
that was
he probably only asked you because you were black.
Yeah, that was one of the things I thought too that went through my head. I'm glad you said it. I didn't want to say it.
Oh yeah, I told everybody, look,
finally, but I thought that too. I was like, he probably asked me because I'm black.
Yeah, always leave the controversial statements to me because I'm already thinking them. I'm definitely
We're all
say
thinking them. We're just waiting for you to say them.
Right, I'm gonna say them. I'm just gonna let you breathe I'm gonna let you cook first, and then I'm gonna.
We talked about Tara Strong a little bit earlier, and that was kind of my experience when I met her. I was like, "Oh, so you're just gonna keep doing these voices, huh? I ain't even gonna ask you to, but you're just gonna."
Yes, I don't even have to ask you to do the invitations, huh? You just do them. You don't stop, do you? Okay.
Yeah, the new actors.
I'm sorry, I just keep thinking about like all the people. It's just like, first of all, that's just like dealing with actors and comedians. Some of them be on. All the time. They don't never be off.
Stop. Yeah, it's kind of hard to turn
That's
off.
all.
Yeah,
because I was about to say something else, but I'll just paraphrase.
But yeah, like the duties for Justin Roiland have now been taken over by two new up and coming voice actors. What?
Sorry, duties.
Called the shit poo.
What are their new names? I mean, the new actors' names.
They are Ian Cardoni and Harry Bedlin.
Bedlin.
Oh no, Biden. No, Belden. Sorry.
But Harry Biden Belden.
Harry Biden Belden and Ian Cardoni, who portray Rick and Morty. You guys can look up their real names. Like I'm just butchering their
Did you say rigatoni?
Pronunciation.
That was
yes,
funny.
absolutely. But they portray Rick and Morty respectively. Dan Harmon, he had a quote in Vanity Fair talking about just like why they decided to go with two different actors. They said for sheer quality of life, it'd be easier for the amount of work required for both characters. We watched it over the years wear down Roiland's voice, and it felt unfair to do that to someone. So I thought that was cool that they went with two different actors. And like you said, Producer T, like you can't really tell the difference.
They said it felt unfair to destroy a human being.
Justin was destroying himself. We're not gonna.
I had to say it must have destroyed him. Let's just say from another source that I know that knew him well. Apparently, after a couple of years ago, he actually stopped smoking weed, but he moved on to a lot of other things. And he was not a joy to be around, which is why my friends stopped hanging around him.
Right.
Which is why I suspect why a lot of people were just like, when everything came up, they were just like, good riddance. We don't care if you win or lose.
Also, I think that's probably why a lot of those things ended up coming up. Because doing extracurricular activities, but in this episode, it's like we all have a sit down. I don't know if y'all think. Well, excuse me, y'all didn't watch the episode, but I don't know if
people on the
think
bottom,
this, Terry or Alex, but I feel like this was a little bit of a shot at Justin Roiland, like
100%,
poopy butthole. Having to go to rehab, fucking. Remember, he went to like his wife broke up with him because he beat her up. Remember, isn't that what happened?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, poopy butthole
kidnapping.
So then
assault allegations. Yeah.
Right. So actually, guess what? Me and Nine already figured out because we did it on the Nerds at Night. He was arrested for kidnapping.
Mm-hmm.
So. I think this was a big shot at Justin, but also at the same time, we love you, dog. Like that's why you need to quit acting crazy.
And they still kind of party with him. It's like, we party, but he's partying.
We're having two different parties right now.
Right? You need to leave the party, man. You need to go home.
Just so everybody's on the same page, everybody who's watching hasn't read everything that's going on. Roiland departed from the show earlier this year amid allegations of the workplace toxicity and since dismissed charges of domestic violence. Roiland, who was also replaced by Dan Stevens as the lead character voice on Hulu's animated series Solar Opposites, has denied more recent allegations of sexual misconduct. All that aside, they kind of They went.
We're not unpacking none of that.
Yeah, that's for a more serious podcast.
It's called the Gotham Gazette.
Yeah, check it out on Nerds at Night.
Right.
I have also met Dan Harmon, and he's weird.
No, the guy that made Troy and Abed's weird. Who would have thought?
He's like Abed.
Yeah, which is funny because
100%
he wrote
like
Jeff
Abed.
to
Like,
be
if you
himself.
try to engage him in like just pleasantries, it does not work. You need to engage him on a specific topic that he likes, and then he will not shut up and go on about it like he's your best friend.
Yeah, I don't know.
And for us, it was Montel
First of all,
Williams.
that just sounds like you're talking to me for an hour.
Like, you can't do the hi, how's it going? Like, how you been? Like, what are you working on? He was like, nuh-uh. But if you talk to him about Montel Williams' acting career, go on all day with that man.
Amazing.
But yeah, like these two new actors, they're kind of carrying a lot of weight. And with this new episode, it does feel a little weird because they're kind of throwing everything at you. It's kind of hard not to like this episode since we bring out back Bird Person and
Gear Man, Gear Dude,
Gear Man, and the Squanch, like and Mr. Poopy Butthole. Like they're throwing everything out. And just for good measure, spoilers, Hugh Jackman is also in this episode.
Hugh Jackman.
Glenn, we get Glenn the straight man. You know, just a normal, boring
Glenn
guy.
Glenn came back. Wasn't he been there? He was in there before, right?
He's been around, yeah.
Yeah. We gotta go. Man, I like Glenn.
Did you like Producer T? Did you like this new episode? Did you feel like this is a good representation of how the season's gonna go later on, or do you think they just like they're pulling out all their tricks in the first episode just to make sure people like them?
I like the lore of the show so much, so when they bring back old characters or tie in these older characters and keep bringing them on for new adventures and stuff, I actually kind of enjoy it more than the spin-off stuff. I know they don't like to be linear, and their whole thing is try to be against anti-linear, but when they are linear, I like them more. So if this is how the new season is going to be, more with making connections and stuff and advancing their plot line and expanding on their universe, I kind of like, because like we see fucking Bird Person got his daughter back. So
yeah,
that's cool.
He got custody, he got full custody, got her out of prison.
Got out of prison. So
it's pretty
I want to see what that's going to be like. Are they going to be like fighting some space rebellions again? Or when are we ever going to see this Cthulhu monster?
That's right. Yeah, like that's gonna be the series finale.
That's gonna be the final season. That's gonna be the final season. Final season is when you'll see the Cthulhu.
Did you like this new season, the season premiere? How everything
I loved it. I loved how they brought everybody back in because all of the super nerds are like wanting to know all the answers right now.
Yeah.
And then they don't. I don't know why people fucking do that kind of shit. Like you just want every question answered right now. So for what? So we can just not have nothing to fucking talk about for another 6 years or however long they're already extended for. Like, just shut the fuck up and watch the TV show, y'all. Shut the fuck up while grown folks is talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I appreciate how they just throw us in, right into a situation like. They acknowledge that, like, they acknowledge the nerds. Like, Morty shows up and he's like, Rick, what are you doing? He's like, oh, you just missed it. I just found out who killed my wife and daughter. And then he's just like, oh, okay. But like,
yeah, it's a nice way of exposition. Is like, this is where we're at in the storyline, and
also
this
go
is
fuck
also
yourself,
like
right, but it's still it's a good, like, we haven't forgotten about you. That's obviously won't touch on this season. Just be patient. And I appreciate that.
Yeah. It's also a jab at some people because Harmon's talked about many times. He just reads tweets. I'm never going to say that other thing, but he always reads tweets. He always reads the tweets, and people are always like, what are the answers? Why have you do this episode? Where's Evil Morty? Like, he's like, dude, fuck, man. I'm trying to tell a whole story. I'm not trying to tell just one story. Like, there's a lot of things that we can do.
Right.
So, and we want to do new stuff, right? We want to keep seeing shit grow. I want Rick and Morty to never go away like the Simpsons. I want it to never go away. I'm already fucking having to deal with Archer going away.
Yeah,
like, come on,
R.I.P.
It's good. I'm kind of ready for Archer to go away.
It had a really good run, and I do like it when things end before they overstay their welcome. But I do, I like where this season is going with these characters.
Squanching.
Yeah, I like I squanch where it's squanching.
Nice. Hey,
on this season.
You got to squanch where you're gonna squanch, because if you don't squanch, you're all squanched up.
And it surprisingly, unsurprisingly, it still has the same tone where they can have all these silly things that are happening, but also have this undertone of like some pretty heavy, serious shit. Like Mr. Poopy Butthole, he's going through a divorce, and that ain't no joke.
No.
It's pretty. He like kidnaps his kid in the middle of this.
The best part of this. Yeah, first of all, he bout it. You already know he bout it. You seen him beat up the pizza man the last season,
which I like that he called that back. He's like, "You didn't see season 3?"
Yeah.
He said, "Fuck around and find out, bitch."
Still got his ass beat though.
Yeah, he still got them heads. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, and let's just talk about that a little bit, because my God. The Predator. Predator PI. He hires a PI Predator to stalk his wife. First of all, don't hire a Predator to do nothing, because they're going to kill everybody.
Yeah.
Or apparently, fuck your wife.
Right.
He is a predator. What would you expect?
Right.
Yeah.
Because I remember they put it in the stipulation, like you have to pay him to not kill the person. I was like, why'd you hire a predator? Like, if the person wants to hunt, they're gonna kill him. It's like, oh, you pay him not to kill him.
Yeah, I like there's like, and if he keeps the cloaking device on, there's no license fee. That's great. Yeah, it's a nice little nod there with the Predator PI, and with all these characters, like, Rick is trying to get all of his friends. Yeah, he's weirdly the mature person in the situation, where he's trying to get all his friends together to talk about their friend's problem, but it's not an intervention. But what did you think about just the culmination of the night, and I guess probably the best cameo of the episode? Hugh Jackman.
Like, yeah, it's a good start to the season, right? Because they've had some kind of stinkers where the season started, and I was like, oh, this is kind of lame, and then it picks up. But I was like, man, this is a good pace for them to start building up. Not too crazy, but it's still like it's going to show you how crazy things can get and will get. It gave homage to all the people from the past by bringing them up, more of establishing Rick's past and his friends group and what they've all been through, and they'll kind of stick around for each other no matter what, because him and a bird person definitely been through some shit, and for a bird person to be like, yeah, I'll still come out and hang out with you,
right?
Oh, and like, I love the send off when they were saying goodbye, and he was like, Rick, it's been canonical. I was like, yeah, there it is, huh? Keeping it up. So yeah, they're keeping it up for canon. I appreciate that for them doing that. So I expect maybe the next episode is definitely going to be like a classic new Rick and Morty adventure with new characters and everything, and just back to that. And then probably maybe episode 3 might do that too, and then episode 4 will get some more linear storyline with probably evil Rick or evil Morty, one of the two, or something with Space Beth, I'm assuming, and Jerry, and just the other universes.
Yeah, I do always like when there's a nice balance of the canonical stuff, linear stuff, and like these one-off episodes. Shout outs to Morgan in the chat. He said, if Rick and Morty start predicting the future, then I'm out. So I guess it's like I don't want to get too close to being The Simpsons.
Going Simpsons on it.
Yeah.
I want him to be.
But yeah, I thought that this was a nice solid episode as well. Got any final thoughts, Bill, before we get out of here on episode 1 of season 7, where you want the
somebody let me know in the comments if YouTube is still selling season 7 like because last year season 6 was all I could purchase it on YouTube and it would come out early, and it was all uncensored. Somebody make my life easier and look that up for me. I don't know. Put it in the comments.
Someone use Google for me.
Yeah, do it.
All you expert Googlers and pirates out there, let us know in the comments.
Also, I agree with Terry. This is a great episode to introduce people right back on into it. You know what I'm saying? Season 7 is going hard. We got people on the case. We got the documents.
Yeah, it's definitely still funny. Still has a great tone. As Dan Harmon and the other showrunner I can't think of right now is like saying they were writing season 9 when Justin Roiland exited the show. So there's no reason for the tone to change dramatically now that there's different.
And if it does, I mean, the studios got involved, and that's why
they're like, let's change everything.
Bill's arch enemy.
Adult Swim doesn't give a fuck. You know, they don't. People do their goddamn thing.
Unless Jeff Bezos buys them for some between now and season 9, nothing should change.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of bad things about the Adult Swim studio at William Street and all them. They're not real fun to work.
Yeah, bring back Venture Brothers, motherfuckers.
Right?
In a few years,
it's gone. They ended it.
In a few years,
I'm telling them to bring them back. Fuck them, and also go watch the Venture Brothers movie so we can get Venture Brothers back. It's on YouTube. Go watch it.
But I know that 9 Obi, you guys haven't watched the newest season of Rick and Morty, but do you guys have any thoughts about just like how you like anything you're excited about for the new season?
Is Beth and Space Beth, is that masturbation?
Yes. That's going on a t-shirt too. Is that masturbation? We can just come up with a bunch of different characters. Is this masturbation?
Oh man, there's gonna be so many Kang shirts. Obi, any same question.
We need to get on that now.
Same question. Is that masturbation?
Always. Yeah. Absolutely. I've never watched any Rick and Morty, so I have no thoughts.
Oh damn. Okay. Well, we still love you, Obi.
We forgive you. We forgive you.
But producer T, you have any final thoughts on this opening of season 7 of Rick and Morty, and any expectations on the season going forward?
I'm just looking forward to see what they're doing. I kind of hope we get to see where evil Morty went to and why his portal was like a different color. Because you notice all the portals are always green, but when he got when he got outside of the infinite timeline, he went to a different portal. And since the infinite timeline is like broken, does that mean like other people can now like portal travel? Because there's like an evil Doofus Jerry that's like I heard about the comic book.
I think that is basically what's going to happen.
We're going to get
I think we're going in somewhere into that realm. When they decide that they're going to talk about evil Morty again.
Right, because I feel like the infinite, what do they call it? The finite curve.
The finite curve. Yep.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that like protecting them from also like being intruded from other universes too?
Yeah, well, they basically a barrier,
but they sealed it up in the first episode of season 6, right? That was what happened, right? They fixed it then, so there is no.
I feel like that was like just like a tear in the universe that they made.
Basically,
right.
But like the infinite curve is kind of broken, so now all the other universes could just. All the other universes where Rick isn't the smartest person in the universe can now come in, right?
Yeah, especially since like if evil Morty has figured out a way to get out, then he has that information to probably figure out a way to get back in. So that could be
definitely. And portal fluid change. That's why Rick had to recreate portal fluid in season 6.
Right.
So there's so many things that we got to get to, but we didn't even touch on it this episode, and it was still a fucking dope episode. So that's why I love this show. Anything could just be like you could just talk about anything, and it's gonna work on this show. as long as the characters are, maintaining the same shtick that they've been doing for the last 6 seasons.
Like what's Mr. Poopy Butthole's first name?
Mister?
No, Warren. Wasn't it Warren?
Oh, yeah, Warren.
Warren.
I'm pretty sure it was Warren.
Yeah, we get that little tidbit that like that's not Mr. Poopy Butthole. Obviously, that's just his last name.
And it makes
when do the episodes come out?
Sundays. And it makes you wonder, like, how did he get Mr. Poopy Butthole as a nickname?
I don't think it's the way you want.
Long story.
It's about 4 inches long.
Oh man! On that note, I guess we need to go ahead and get out of here. But before we do, let's go ahead and round out.
Why do you keep making? Oh, never mind. So go ahead.
What round out is also sexual.
I said never mind.
Producer T, where can the people find you on the interwebs?
If you're looking for where my next clone's gonna appear at, which is
Japan.
I'm gonna be saying things like parlez-vous anglais, no parlez-vous français, no oui. That's where I'm at.
Yeah,
and
Japan.
You can follow me on Terry F Photos. And of course, if you're trying to get some Atlanta branded pins, you can go to tpins.com. Yes, we changed our name from Pendependence because that was a bitch and a half to spell. And tpins with a z.com. It's way easier to look up.
Cool.
That's right, y'all. T-Pins with a Z.
Guys, check it out. And Obi, where can the people find you on the interwebs?
Oh, well, they can always try to Skype me at Don Cheadle's driveway at littledickie2.com. It's because of the hackers.
Yeah.
You can try and find Jeff Madel on Facebook at MadelJeff on Instagram. But probably the easiest way is just catch me doing some podcasts on Nerds at Night and or 9 Nerd Yards on YouTube.
Dope. And I will actually confirm everything he just said. It's all true.
Yeah, that is all factual. Yeah, we confirmed it with Washington Press, with Washington Post, Washington Press.
Got the fact checker down here.
That's another sex position.
That's you were going to say that.
It's another one. I'll tell you, I've seen that one. The other ones you were saying, I never seen those, but the Washington Press. That's
never do the Washington Press when it's hot outside. It gets messy. 9, where can the people find you on the interwebs?
Thank you for asking, my dear boy. You can find me on 9 Nerd Yards, where I will be just dropping videos and hanging out, chilling with my homies, and Nerds at Night. This is it right here, where you can find all of the crew. We are going ham with the Gotham Gazette. Look out for a lot of segments coming out tomorrow, and that's hosted by our favorite cousin's favorite cousin. You know who his name is, hit me up on Discord, all of the things, TikTok, Instagram. It's just 9 Nerd Yards. Twitter, you know
what time it is. Go over there and follow him. Yeah, we over there at the Gotham Gazette, beating the pavement, fucking getting to the real nitty gritty to everything, man. We need nitty gritty t-shirts.
Oh yeah, we do. We need so many t-shirts. Noah's we're gonna run his little ass ragged. He's gonna be drawing so much shit.
Pause.
Just running his ass ragged.
Like,
you should not do that.
Walking this back, like, wait, what did they just say?
I thought he was your friend.
But guys, just calls up. Listen, I can't say why, but I don't want to work together anymore.
Guys, thank you guys for listening to the Drunk Panthers podcast. We do this every once in a while, so go ahead and leave a like and subscribe so you can get updates on new videos. Check us out on YouTube, Live, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Twitter, IG, TikTok, likewise, all the internet things at the Drunk Panthers. Until next time, stay safe, my little Loki clones, and may the force be with you.